Hola, mi nombre es Carol Hernández y soy la especialista en subsidios de cuidado infantil de North Shore Family Daycare. Muchos académicos e investigadores de la primera infancia sugieren que el desarrollo socioemocional es la base del aprendizaje. En esta capacitación repasaremos qué comportamientos normalmente observamos en las aulas, que expresan esos comportamientos y cómo podemos ayudar a los niños a aprender nuevos comportamientos que puedan brindarles los resultados que buscan. Comencemos con los comportamientos típicos que vemos que exhiben los niños. Quiero enfatizar que no existen comportamientos exactamente iguales en los niños. Estos no son descriptores, son simplemente nombres de algunos comportamientos. Algunos ejemplos de comportamientos son la agresión hacia los demás, la autolesión, el incumplimiento como negarse a trabajar o escuchar instrucciones, huir, la autoestimulación y los comportamientos rituales como aletear y hacer berrinches. Los comportamientos pueden ser desde molestos hasta peligrosos. No podemos centrarnos únicamente en el comportamiento. También debemos observar en qué consiste el comportamiento. ¿Cuándo sucederá? ¿Qué ocurre antes de que ocurra el comportamiento? ¿Qué sucede después de que cesa el comportamiento? Al observar toda esta información, podemos decidir qué intentar para cambiar positivamente el comportamiento no deseado en un comportamiento deseado. Debemos entender que los niños no se comportan como lo hacen porque quieren arruinarle el día a todos. Lo hacen como una forma de comunicar algo. Una vez que determinemos lo que están tratando de comunicar, podemos enseñarles una forma aceptable de decir lo mismo. Comencemos con los comportamientos típicos que vemos que exhiben los niños. Quiero enfatizar que no existen comportamientos exactamente iguales en los niños. Estos no son descriptores, son simplemente nombres de algunos comportamientos. Algunos ejemplos de comportamientos son la agresión hacia los demás, la autolesión, el incumplimiento como negarse a trabajar o escuchar instrucciones, huir, la autoestimulación y los comportamientos rituales como aletear y hacer berrinches. Los comportamientos pueden ser desde molestos hasta peligrosos. No podemos centrarnos únicamente en el comportamiento. También debemos observar en qué consiste el comportamiento. ¿Cuándo sucederá? ¿Qué ocurre antes de que ocurra el comportamiento? ¿Qué sucede después de que cesa el comportamiento? Al observar toda esta información, podemos decidir qué intentar para cambiar positivamente el comportamiento no deseado en un comportamiento deseado. Debemos entender que los niños no se comportan como lo hacen porque quieren arruinarle el día a todos. Lo hacen como una forma de comunicar algo. Una vez que determinemos lo que están tratando de comunicar, podemos enseñarles una forma aceptable de decir lo mismo.
It's fun to work with kids, except when it's not. While occasional disruptive behavior can happen, it should be rare. One response to misbehavior is the classic timeout. Unfortunately, as tempting as putting a child in timeout may be, it's been shown to have lasting negative effects on future behavior. In other words, timeouts and isolation don't work in the long run. So instead, let's look at two much better options: prevention and proper response. Prevention starts by forming positive relationships with the children in your care. Positive relationships help prevent challenging behaviors from starting. Children pattern their own actions after observing the adults in their lives. You can also help children learn self-regulation, independence, and cooperation by how you approach requests. Always consider the child's interests and include choices whenever possible. This builds respect, invites cooperation, and satisfies a child's need for power and control. It's fun to work with.
The following strategy demonstrates reteach and/or practice, which is the teaching practice that instructs students on the expected behavior, models the expected behavior, has the student practice the expected behavior, and then is acknowledged for the expected behavior. Let's take a look.
When I ring the bell, I want you to push your chairs in and stand behind your chair. Wow, that was quick. Thank you, Hannah. You did that very quietly. When I ring the bell, I want the red group to make their way to the carpet. Thank you, Michael. I see you're sitting down. Thank you. When I ring the bell, I want the yellow table to make their way to the carpet. All right, hold on. Whoa, Manuel. Bianca, come here. Look right here. Use inside voices. Remember our rules? So I'm going to need you two to go back and try again. All right, you all remember the 3 B's. Go ahead, say it.
Be responsible, be respectful, and be safe.
Be safe, that's right. So let's see if you can walk over here safely. There you go, find your seat. Before the purple group comes over, remember our class rules. Follow directions the first time, make smart choices, use inside voices, and raise your hand quietly once we get here to large group.
As you can see, the teacher carefully worked through her procedures for finishing work and moving to the next activity. She did this by instructing verbally, modeling, and using a signal. After students listened, she acknowledged their correct behavior. If you're always a step ahead of where and what you want students to be doing, then reteaching and/or practicing will become a routine in your teaching day. You may have to adjust and practice a lot for this to become a routine for your students, but once it is, students will always know what to expect throughout the day. Remind students of expectations or rules prior to activity or transition. Have students repeat and/or share expectations of rules regularly. Have students exhibiting challenging behavior name the expectations and model expected behavior. Acknowledge other students for exhibiting appropriate behavior.
Estos son ejemplos de 3 partes de un entorno de aprendizaje positivo. Limpia tu área cuando hayas terminado. Lávese las manos después de usar el baño. Siga las reglas del salón de clases, incluso si el maestro no está mirando. Mantén tu cuerpo para ti mismo. Utilice palabras amables. Me gusta, por favor y gracias. No subirse en los muebles. No correr adentro. Es- Las estrategias ambientales son importantes para ayudar a los estudiantes a tener éxito a lo largo del día. Aprender qué momentos del día son más difíciles para que los estudiantes tengan éxito le ayudará a estructurar cómo su día pasa de una actividad a otra. Una vez que determine qué áreas de su día necesitan estructurarse, puede ayudar a sus estudiantes a utilizar un comportamiento aceptable para comunicar sus necesidades. Los estudiantes necesitan aprender a utilizar comportamientos socialmente aceptables para tener éxito a lo largo de sus vidas. Los horarios de clase son muy importantes para los niños. Saber qué está sucediendo le da al niño una sensación de control porque sabe lo que va a suceder. Tener una rutina hace que los niños se sientan parte de un grupo. Las rutinas y los horarios construyen relaciones entre los maestros, los niños y los compañeros. Estar en un ambiente predecible hace que los niños se sientan seguros.
The following strategy demonstrates the importance of having a visual schedule and the need to refer to the schedule throughout the day. A classroom schedule is the daily plan of action arranged by sequence that lists events for the day accompanied by pictures and usually times. This schedule gives students an expectation for what happens each day. It helps to ensure the consistency that students need and also helps teachers encourage all areas of development by planning a wide range of activities. It's helpful to think of a daily schedule as a guide which is responsive to students and teachers. Let's take a look.
All right, great job doing math, guys. Right now it's time to transition from math to specials. Today for specials, we have art. Now we have our schedule helper, Cortland. Come on down, Cortland. Give it up for Cortland. All right, she's going to move the clip from math to what, guys? Art. All right, go ahead, Cortland. And remember, this is your job to move the clip throughout the day, okay? All right, guys, all rise. Face the door. Have a seat on your square. Quickly, quickly. Great job, Miguel. Awesome. Great job, Megan. Looking good, looking good. All right, I hope you guys had a great time at art. Right now, we're going to transition into reading. Now, we have our schedule helper here. She's going to move our clip from art to what?
Reading.
Reading. Go ahead, schedule helper. Now, today in reading, we're going to exhibit.
Using a visual schedule in the classroom is helpful as it focuses on reminding the student what comes next in their day. This is especially helpful for young students who cannot tell time. Most importantly, students who are familiar with classroom schedules are more likely to be engaged, attentive, and learn new knowledge. There is comfort in knowing the sequence of events and/or expectations in your day. Repetitive schedules help students learn classroom activities. Help students who struggle with transitions between activities. Reduce behavior problems and encourage self-regulation. Students who are familiar with classroom schedules are more likely to be engaged, attentive, and learn new knowledge. The following strategy demonstrates a smooth, effective transition with a class as they move from instruction time in the classroom to the cafeteria for lunch. Transition times can often become characterized as chaotic, resulting in behavior problems that frustrate in the moment and spill over into the rest of the day. They can also be very time-consuming, especially if they haven't been properly planned for and taught in the daily schedule. Yet, when transitions are taught and executed smoothly, they can be fun, efficient, orderly, and time-saving. Let's take a look.
If you can hear me, clap once. If you can hear me, clap twice. If you can hear me, clap 3 times. Now it's time to wrap up our math centers. You guys have about 2 minutes to wrap everything up and finish what you're doing. I'm going to set the timer now. Group 5 did an awesome job finishing up their work and cleaning up their materials. Guys, thank you for being very responsible. Awesome job. Now, if you have 4 letters in your name, please stand up, push your chair in, and line up. Excellent job, looking good. Now, if you have 5 letters in your name, please stand up, push your chair in, and line up. Ladies, let's keep our hands and our feet to ourselves, please. Thank you. Now, if you have 6 letters in your name, please stand up, push your chair in, and line up. All right, looking good, looking good. Come on, let's proceed to lunch.
As with any other classroom skill, students don't necessarily come to school knowing how to do transitions. We must teach them. Here, it was clear that the class had a well-directed and practiced transition. The students were aware of the transition warnings and cues, and the teacher referred frequently to the expectations and rules that applied to the transition. Additionally, while conducting the transition activity, the teacher was also able to provide individualized supports as needed. Remember the 2 students who were starting to act up in line? The teacher was able to calmly redirect them before the situation became more off task. When students are able to make transitions easily, they have more time to engage in learning activities, and challenging behaviors decrease. Minimize the number of transitions that students have during the day. Minimize the length of time students spend waiting with nothing to do. Structure the transitions so that students have something to do while they wait. Teach students the expectations, rules, and routines related to transitions. Prepare students for transitions by providing a warning, signal, or cue. Individualize supports and cues. The following strategy demonstrates best practices with teachers' daily interactions of students within an activity by giving frequent and immediate acknowledgement and feedback that is positive and specific. Let's take a look.
Now you guys get the opportunity to practice synonyms and antonyms. You're going to draw the table, and you're going to create a few of your own. When you're finished, give me a thumbs up. Now, get started. Great job, Cam. Cam got started immediately. That's being responsible. That's one of our 3 B's here. Elijah sitting crisscross applesauce, working quietly, being respectful of others. Awesome job. That's another 3B. All right, right now, Michaela's helping Briscoe. She's being a team player. Aubrey, she's finished. She remembered the direction when I said when you're finished, put a thumb up. She put her thumb up. Great job listening. Awesome job. Jemiah, I love the way that you created your table and you came up with your own synonym and antonym. That was a great job you did as well.
The way that a teacher sets the tone for his classroom is by continuing to encourage students' accomplishments and activities by commenting positively and specifically on what they are doing. Teachers show students that they care and respect them by calling out their positive behavior on a consistent basis. Positive feedback is one of the most powerful tools for changing behavior. Maintain a 4-to-1 ratio of positive to negative comments to students. When delivering feedback, make it positive, contingent, descriptive, and authentic. Consider delivery modes: verbal, written, visual, and tangible. Start the movement through modeling. Students who received positive feedback will give positive feedback to others.
Los comentarios descriptivos positivos son fáciles de usar y se pueden utilizar casi en cualquier momento o durante cualquier actividad. Tanto los maestros como los cuidadores pueden utilizar comentarios descriptivos positivos a lo largo del día y en una variedad de actividades para ayudar a los niños a aprender las expectativas. Cuando más utilizan los adultos en la vida de un niño la retroalimentación descriptiva positiva, más aprende el niño qué hacer en lugar de qué no hacer, lo que promueve interacciones positivas. Comience el día escolar utilizando comentarios descriptivos positivos para saludar a los niños. Cuando note un comportamiento positivo de un estudiante que ha necesitado apoyo en el pasado, diga: "Buenos días, Ben. Estás siendo responsable cuando caminas lentamente hacia tu cubículo y guardas tus pertenencias". Cuando los niños comienzan a sentarse en la alfombra durante el tiempo de grupo, busque niños que estén sentados en silencio y atendiendo a usted. Diga: "Rudy y Tiffany, miren cómo están sentados en la alfombra con su nombre. Están listos para aprender". Los estudiantes que tienden a necesitar apoyo conductual lo verán decirle esto a Rudy y a Tiffany y rápidamente imitarán su comportamiento. Tenga en cuenta esto y proporcione comentarios descriptivos positivos a esos estudiantes también. Durante los centros, circula por el salón dando comentarios descriptivos positivos a los niños en las diferentes actividades del centro. Por ejemplo, pase por el área de bloques y diga: "Caitlin, me alegro de que compartas los bloques con tu amigo Zane. Él se ve feliz". Pasa al área de juegos dramáticos y comente: "Kevin, estás cocinando huevos en el sartén y Shantae te está ayudando". Ustedes dos están trabajando juntos y compartiendo juguetes. Durante el almuerzo, anime a los niños a mantener las manos quietas y a limpiar lo que ensucian. Julia y Shante, ambos están usando sus cubiertos para comer su propio almuerzo. También vi que limpiaron ustedes mismos. Algunos niños que presentan índices más altos de conductas desafiantes pueden necesitar una mayor exposición a comentarios positivos para ayudarlos a aprender las expectativas de conducta. Es importante individualizar la retroalimentación descriptiva positiva en función de las necesidades de aprendizaje socioemocional de cada niño, ajustando tanto la frecuencia de los comentarios y la forma en que se entregan. Por ejemplo, si un niño pierde la concentración cuando los adultos lo señalan verbalmente, es posible que desee utilizar declaraciones verbales breves y específicas con gestos simples que reconozcan el comportamiento apropiado. Cuando planee individualizar la retroalimentación descriptiva positiva, utilice los siguientes 4 pasos. Paso 1. Identifique actividades durante el día en las que el niño participa en conductas desafiantes. Paso 2. Identificar las expectativas de comportamiento para las actividades. Paso 3. Antes de la actividad, proporcione una declaración verbal y modele al niño el comportamiento específico que se espera durante la actividad. Paso 4. Observe al niño durante la actividad identificada y proporcione comentarios descriptivos positivos cuando el niño demuestre el comportamiento. Ayude a los padres con ideas sobre cómo utilizar comentarios descriptivos positivos en casa. Este es un ejemplo de un boletín que puede enviar a casa a los padres, dándoles ideas sobre cómo pueden dar comentarios descriptivos en sus hogares.
The following strategy demonstrates the use of a calm down kit in the classroom. Calm down kits are perfect for encouraging students to calm down from a tantrum, occupy themselves while waiting for something, or to use anytime they feel frustrated, angry, or sad. The basic idea is to set aside a box, basket, bin, or some type of container filled with items or activities that are soothing. Let's take a look.
Let's find our squares. Thank you. Found yellow, blue, red. Thank you. Thank you. Turn around, sweetie. Facing the word wall. There you go. Facing the word wall. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, come here. Sweetie, what's wrong? You look upset. What's wrong?
They didn't let me finish my milk, and I'm really thirsty.
So they didn't let you finish your milk? All right. Why don't you go grab a quick sip of water and then come to the calm down kit. Let's find something to calm you down.
Okay.
All right, the rest of you here. Let me move this chair so you can get your spots. All right, let's find your squares. Find your square. Yeah, you can sit in that yellow one right there. That's perfect. Excuse me. All right, we're going to look at our word wall. Are we ready?
Yes.
Liliana, you ready to lead us?
Yes.
Let's do the P's first, okay? Let's see if you can help your friends.
Play. Purple. Pink. I was really upset.
You were upset, weren't you? Remember, we can't throw chairs, but I'm glad you chose the Play-Doh to help you. You squishing it made you feel better?
Yeah.
It did? Okay, look. So remember, when we calm down, we've got to stop and use our signal, name our feelings, and you said upset, and then we've got to calm down and use the Play-Doh to calm down. So I'm glad you chose the calm down kit. So let's go ahead and go back to group.
Okay.
All right?
Emotional regulation is an important tool for students to learn, but oftentimes teachers need strategies to help students in moments of chaos. Creating a calm down kit is a great way to teach students of all ages how to manage their emotions, reduce anxiety, and mainly self-soothe, calm down by expressing anger appropriately. They can be referred to by other names: anger toolkit, break box, breathe box, calm down kit, quiet time box, etc., but are endlessly customizable. The key is that everything in your box should represent a positive and acceptable means of managing emotions. Everything in your kit should represent a positive and acceptable means of managing emotions. Make your kit easily accessible to all students in a designated spot. Use things your students will like. Not everyone has to like everything, but you want options that work for everyone. Use materials that are safe for the classroom. Use materials that are safe for a student to have when he or she is upset or angry, such as feeling chart, rice bin, sensory smells, pinwheels or bubbles to blow, straws to count, Play-Doh or squish balls to get the energy out, stuffed animal for comfort, coloring books, paper and crayons for drawing feelings. The following strategy demonstrates planned ignoring. This can be used in the case where a student is doing something bothersome or annoying, but is not distracting enough to cause immediate interruption to the activity. It should be used in cases where students are attempting to escape from the situation, gain attention, or be silly. Of course, the teacher should have the knowledge to know when a student can be ignored or when a student needs some attention that adds to their deeper relationship. Let's take a look.
All right, now you guys have the opportunity to show me what you learned on the carpet. You're going to do the problems on the board, first on your dry erase board, then when you finish, you're going to transfer them to the paper with your pencil. Now, I'm going to set my timer for 5 minutes. You guys get started. Write your name. Good job. Briscoe, you seem stuck. I can help you if you need it. You'll also have the opportunity to complete this during free centers or for homework. Great job, Michaela. Michaela answered the problems on her dry erase board, then she transferred them to her paper. Excellent job. Briscoe, we're almost out of time. Me and you can work on it later, all right? Awesome.
Remember, there may be challenging behaviors occurring that can be addressed with nonverbal cues or planned ignoring. This strategy is most effective for behaviors that are primarily occurring to gain attention and should be paired with acknowledgement for appropriate behavior when exhibited. Also, keep in mind that you need to understand what the student's motivation for the behavior may be. When appropriate, try not to accelerate the behavior by overreacting. In this situation, the teacher knew the student was likely trying to escape the work, so he calmly ignored the behavior and then told the student they could work on it later, instead of reprimanding him, all while praising students for doing the appropriate behavior. Focus on acknowledging appropriate behavior regularly, at least every 5 minutes. Ignore minor disruptions by students displaying challenging behavior while reinforcing others. provide reinforcement to the student as soon as he or she displays appropriate behavior. The following problem-solving strategy demonstrates individualized instruction, which is providing a student who is having difficulty mastering a desired behavior with one-to-one assistance. This may result in more specific or modified instructions in the form of verbal, written, pictorial, or visual aids, often coupled with the modeling of the behavior you wish to see. Let's take a look.
Hey, that's mine. Give it back.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on, I'll be right back. Hold on. What's going on? What's going on?
I was working on a tablet, but she took it from me.
So you were working on the tablet? He was working on the tablet.
I don't want to read.
Oh, you don't want to read? So we have a problem because you don't want to read, and it's his tablet. What do you think we can do? Any solutions?
We could use a timer.
A timer? Let me see. I think I have one. Hold on. Let me take this. All right. Got a timer. So I'm going to give this back to you, and I'm going to set this timer for 10 minutes. So in 10 minutes, you can come over here and use the tablet. Does that work?
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure. Does that work? 10 minutes?
Deal.
Deal?
Deal.
Awesome. All right, I'm going to start it. Okay, I'm going to let you go over here to writing. All right, here, go ahead. And then you can get back to work. You got a pencil? Okay.
I already read it.
Yeah, I see it right there. All right, the timer went off. All right, the timer's gone off, so our 10 minutes are up. So, Bianca, you and your group, if y'all will just stand up and stand behind your chairs. If you'll stand up and get behind your chairs. And Bianca, if you'll lead your group over here, it's finally your turn. All right, come on. Yes. All right, then Manuel, you're going to go that way. Perfect.
As you can see, the problem-solving strategy the teacher used was a visual aid, the timer. This prompted the student as well as changed their assignment by moving her to another small group until it was her turn to use the computer. This strategy allowed the student to feel in control and also provided her with some predictability. She was able to have a timer to watch, so there was a clear start and end time, and most importantly, she knew when the timer went off, it was her turn. Just as teachers differentiate learning for academics, it is also important to differentiate when it comes to behavior. Use specific or modified instructions in the form of verbal, written, pictorial, or visual aids. If your first modified instruction does not work, try again. Avoid power plays. Don't be afraid to negotiate with students if it gets you to the ultimate outcome. Consider lessening the amount of time a student has to sit, stand, or participate in centers and/or small groups, change assignments, change directions of an assignment, or provide individual aids and/or prompts. following strategy demonstrates offering a choice. This strategy can be used to make the student feel as if they are in control and creating their own destiny, but the teacher really has all the control by offering at least 2 favorable choices for the student to engage in. Let's take a look.
Corlin, the expectation is that you have a seat during our independent reading time, all right?
No, I don't have to.
Corlin, come here, please. I noticed that you are having trouble working during the independent reading time, so I'll give you 2 choices. You can go to the carpet and work on your tablet, or you can come to the table and work with me with your tablet. What's your choice?
With you.
All right, you grab the tablet, I'll grab the chair.
Often, just by allowing students the opportunity to make a choice will alleviate challenging behavior. The teacher must think fast in order to prevent the situation from escalating. Consider giving the student 2 positively stated choices that get the same end result of the desired outcome. When teachers remain consistent, the students will make their own better choices without you. Give choices that are positively stated that get the teacher to the desired outcome. Giving choices allows students to share control with the adults and helps them feel productive by contributing toward the shared goals of the classroom. Giving choices is important to scaffold learning of direction following and often allows the teacher to get a clear picture of the child's current understanding. Students may make the choice while still exhibiting challenging behavior. Continue to acknowledge positively for making a choice. The following strategy demonstrates behavior momentum, which is guiding a student to the appropriate behavior through a series of back-to-back requests. The teacher will increase the probability of compliant behavior by asking a student to do 2 or 3 things they typically want to do, and then following these requests with a request for behavior the student typically does not want to do. Let's take a look.
All right, so how many? 1.
Please stop, that's loud.
Okay. All right, 3, you're right. 1, 2, 3. Manuel. Sweetie, if you'll give me that box at the end of the table, please. Thank you for being a helper. That's okay, I'll get it in just a minute. Thank you. Now, if you can grab that blue pen over there.
Okay.
All right, we're going to start cleaning up in just a minute. So that's okay, I'll get that one. Thank you. Remember, we keep our feet on the floor. Those are our rules. Okay, you can have a seat.
As you can see, the teacher had the child move away from the situation instead of continually telling him to stop kicking. She asked him to do 2 things she knew he would want to do before asking him the 3rd thing, which was reminding him to keep his feet on the floor. This strategy is helpful in the classroom as it focuses on telling the student what to do while at the same time getting him or her to comply with directions. Remove the child from the situation by asking them to do 2 or 3 things they would like to do. Remember to positively acknowledge the student each time they comply to your directions. Have the final request be the behavior you want to see. The following strategy demonstrates de-escalation. As adults, we can either escalate or de-escalate the problem. It is important to recognize when a student is upset and not further increase the level of anger. To de-escalate a challenging situation, consider tone of voice, choice of words, and body language. And if not used correctly, there are times when we may make the problem worse. Let's take a look.
Give it back. Let it go. It's mine.
Let go of the book bag. Why are you guys still here? You're supposed to be in line. Now it's my book bag. Go.
As you can see, the teacher's response and reaction serves to perpetuate and even escalate the conflict. When the teacher yells, uses negative criticism, reprimands, and/or uses punishment, instead of using calm language or listening to both sides of the story, the situation escalates. Now, let's look at this again.
Give it back. Let go. It's mine.
Guys,
Give it.
put the book bag on the table, please. I see that you guys are upset. Why do you both want the book bag?
He took my bag and he won't give it back. He took my pencil. He wouldn't give it back.
Okay, give me the pencil, please. Whose pencil is this?
Mine.
Here you go, Cameron. Guys, we're supposed to be in line already. Now, please, grab your book bag, put your chair in, and let's line up, please.
Here, the teacher approached calmly and listened to both sides of the story. He was able to de-escalate quickly by focusing on the problem and not the student's challenging behavior. Aggression leads to aggression. Recognize triggers that set off frequent and chronic behavior. Use I statements that focus on the positive. Remain calm, keep your voice low and even, and resist the urge to respond in frustration. Use gentle body language. Focus on present and future. Focus on the problem, not the student. Listen carefully to both sides.
La forma y función de la conducta desafiante. Formas de comportamientos desafiantes, o sea, cómo se ve. Rabietas, mordiendo, ignorando instrucciones, gritando, lenguaje blasfemo o amenazante, lanzando juguetes y objetos, destruir el trabajo de otros y retirarse. Funciones comunicativas de la conducta desafiante, como obtener algo o deshacerse de algo. La mayoría de los comportamientos desafiantes tienen el mismo propósito que otras formas de comunicación. Los comportamientos desafiantes pueden funcionar igual que las solicitudes o demandas. Estos comportamientos son a los que recurren los niños cuando no tienen las habilidades adecuadas para comunicarse de una manera socialmente aceptable. Los comportamientos desafiantes se utilizan a menudo porque funcionan para actuar en el entorno social de manera similar a otras formas de comunicación. Estos comportamientos pueden ser los mismos, pero están destinados a comunicar algo diferente. Un niño puede hacer un berrinche porque no quiere hacer algo o puede hacer un berrinche porque quiere algo. El comportamiento puede ser el mismo, pero puede significar algo diferente según la situación. Necesitamos observar el ACC para determinar lo que el niño está comunicando. ACC significa antecedente. ¿Qué sucede? ¿Cuál es la circunstancia para iniciar la conducta? Comportamiento. ¿Cómo es probable que el niño se comporte cuando sucede esta circunstancia? Consecuencia. ¿Cómo se comportan las personas que rodean al niño cuando el niño se comporta como ellos? Para determinar el patrón de conducta del niño es necesario observarlo y documentar las observaciones. Las entrevistas y cuestionarios con personas que conocen al niño también son una forma de determinar el patrón del niño. Aprender cuándo ocurre el comportamiento no deseado y qué resulta de su comportamiento le dará la respuesta o al menos una idea de lo que el niño está tratando de comunicar. Puede llevar semanas obtener suficiente información para formular una hipótesis o adivinar qué está comunicando el niño y en qué circunstancias. Una vez que determines lo que está tratando de comunicar, puedes ayudarlos a aprender un comportamiento que les dará los mismos resultados. A veces lleva algún tiempo determinar qué están comunicando. También lleva tiempo que el niño aprenda el nuevo comportamiento. A veces el comportamiento del niño empeora antes de mejorar. Cualquier cambio de comportamiento es difícil y el niño puede resistirse al cambio. Si podemos predecir cuándo ocurren los comportamientos desafiantes, bajo qué circunstancias, deberíamos poder prevenirlos. Digamos que un niño se vuelve perturbador en la reunión matutina cuando no tiene trabajo que hacer. Se observa que si se le asigna un trabajo en el círculo, no es disruptivo. La maestra decide que su estrategia es darle al niño una tarea que hacer todas las mañanas antes de que comience el círculo y ya no interrumpa el círculo. Si un niño golpea a otros niños cuando quiere algo que otro niño está usando, un maestro debe modelar con el niño que está golpeando cómo pedirle un turno con el objeto. El maestro debe determinar cuánto tiempo tendrá que esperar el niño para llegar a su turno y utilizar un cronómetro visual como un reloj de arena o cualquier tipo de reloj que muestre tiempo transcurrido, para que el niño pueda ver visualmente cómo pasa el tiempo y cuándo es el momento de jugar su turno. El maestro necesita modelar cómo hacerle saber al otro niño qué hora es su turno. Luego el maestro debe elogiar a cada uno de los niños por ser respetuosos y seguir el procedimiento cronometrado. Dejar los cronómetros visuales en áreas donde los niños necesitan turnarse para usar un elemento, como el área de la computadora, después de modelar cómo turnarse con los cronómetros visuales. Permite a los niños usar los cronómetros de forma independiente cuando comparten elementos. Al igual que un adulto pone un cronómetro en su reloj o teléfono para saber cuándo ha pasado el tiempo para hacer algo o no. Las intervenciones están diseñadas para mejorar las competencias del estudiante y el acceso a un entorno, actividades y circunstancias sociales deseables. El primer paso es identificar una conducta alternativa apropiada o la conducta objetivo que pueda cumplir la misma función que se señala en la hipótesis. Para mejorar la probabilidad de que sus intervenciones sean efectivas, debe considerar cuidadosamente la selección del comportamiento de reemplazo. No se trata de controlar el comportamiento no deseado. Se trata de ayudar al niño a aprender la reacción adecuada. Tiene que saber un reemplazo para el comportamiento porque el comportamiento existe por una razón. Tiene que ser sustituido por un comportamiento aceptable. ¿Qué preferirías que hiciera el niño en lugar del comportamiento que no quieres que haga? Es necesario enseñar esto y no solo recibir una recompensa o un castigo por el comportamiento no deseado. Deberá considerar las habilidades del estudiante, cómo se puede comunicar el mismo mensaje, cuánto esfuerzo se requerirá para utilizar el nuevo comportamiento y cómo el entorno de aprendizaje respaldará la nueva respuesta. Si el nuevo comportamiento alternativo requiere demasiado esfuerzo o no produce el mismo resultado deseado con el mismo nivel de confiabilidad, es posible que el estudiante no esté motivado para realizar ningún cambio de comportamiento. Es necesario incluir estrategias que enseñen al estudiante nuevas habilidades que le permitan ser más eficaz en el entorno de aprendizaje. Por lo general, los estudiantes con conductas problemáticas necesitan apoyo para aumentar sus habilidades de comunicación, habilidades sociales, habilidades de afrontamiento y habilidades de autorregulación. Cuando las habilidades funcionales del estudiante mejoran, hay mayor probabilidad de que el cambio de conducta se mantenga en el tiempo y se generalice a otros entornos o conductas. Recuerde que para enseñar estas habilidades puede ser necesario utilizar una variedad de métodos. Especifique estos procedimientos o métodos en el plan de intervención de conducta y proporcione una explicación detallada. Cualquier persona que interactúe con el niño debe poder apoyarlo. Los padres en casa deben poder ayudar a cambiar el comportamiento de sus hijos. Alguien afuera de la calle debería poder leer el plan y saber cómo implementarlo. El cambio de comportamiento lleva tiempo. No sucederá de la noche a la mañana. El comportamiento empeora antes de mejorar. El niño desafiará el cambio hasta que se sienta cómodo con él. La implementación del plan de intervención conductual se basa en la confianza y las relaciones. Si no hay confianza o relación, no funcionará. Todos trabajarán con las personas que les agradan. Esta es una entrevista en blanco y un resumen de observación. Las siguientes diapositivas repasarán los pasos que debe tomar para completar este formulario. Paso 1. Aunque el comportamiento desafiante está en la tercera columna, es la primera columna que se debe completar. Ingrese el comportamiento de prioridad número 1 en esta columna. Recomendamos abordar un comportamiento a la vez. Tratar de abordar demasiados comportamientos a la vez puede resultar en intervenciones ineficaces y, más importante aún, en cada comportamiento. Usted identificó que puede tener una función diferente que necesitará un conjunto diferente de estrategias. El comportamiento desafiante debe escribirse en la definición operativa que desarrolló a partir de la entrevista y que utilizó durante la observación. Si identifica comportamientos que ocurren juntos, recuerde utilizar la definición operativa combinada. El desafío que se comporta en esta forma es la agresión y el golpe, balanceando la mano con la palma abierta o el puño cerrado y tocando con fuerza cualquier parte del cuerpo de otro niño o adulto. El comportamiento es peligroso porque a menudo deja huellas. Paso 2. Escriba lo que ha aprendido a través de las entrevistas en las que se produce el desafío del comportamiento. ¿Qué podría estar desencadenando el comportamiento del niño? Paso 3. Justo donde observó a un niño, ¿qué sucedió durante su observación del comportamiento desafiante? Paso 4. Escriba lo que recibe el niño. ¿Cuáles son las consecuencias si el niño usa un comportamiento desafiante? Quinto paso. Identifique cualquier consecuencia en sus entrevistas o observaciones que podría ser la causa de por qué el niño continúa usando el comportamiento. Si obtiene el juguete, qué quiere o si no quiere hacer algo o no quisieron hacerlo. ¿Cuáles se han utilizado y si las estrategias tuvieron éxito? Tenga en cuenta durante qué rutinas nunca ocurren estos comportamientos desafiantes. Anota los acontecimientos en los que siempre se produce la conducta. Anota las habilidades sociales. El niño no utiliza a la familia ni a los maestros para obtener ideas. Cambiar el comportamiento de un niño no es fácil. Todos los que interactúan con el niño deben trabajar juntos para ayudarlo. Las habilidades sociales son muy importantes para el éxito de un niño a lo largo de su vida. Puede que se necesiten muchas estrategias diferentes para encontrar la que funcione para el niño, pero vale la pena el tiempo y el esfuerzo si tiene éxito, porque si puede enseñarle a su estudiante estas valiosas habilidades, le habrá ayudado a actuar y socializar, de manera que sean aceptables para los demás por el resto de sus vidas. Estos son los recursos que utilizamos para componer esta capacitación del plan de intervención conductual para que usted pueda recibir un certificado de capacitación de 3 horas por este entrenamiento. Deben enviarnos la prueba de intervención por correo electrónico. Si no recibió el examen con este PowerPoint, comuníquese con Teresa o conmigo y se lo enviaremos. En cuanto hayamos revisado su examen, le enviaremos su certificado por correo electrónico. Cuídense y disfruten de un excelente resto de su día.